What's up? What's happening? Welcome to episode 2 of Pimp My Bike. In this episode, we're focusing on drivetrain and brakes. I've already taken off that Deore 12-speed. I'm going to refit it with Deore XT. It's a little bit lighter and offers in some areas better performance, but we're going to get into those details a little later in the video. For now, let's get the brakes fitted and run through the frame. To do this for yourself, you're going to need a selection of Allen keys, cassette removal tools, torque wrench, disc rotor tool, chain tool, hydraulic hose cutter, and a knife. We've got the brakes fitted to the bike, we've got the lines run through the frame, everything's looking super neat up at the cockpit. The next step is actually to bleed them. I always like bleeding my brakes when they're new. I feel that if you get them dialed from the get-go, they're gonna last much longer. After we've bled them, it'll be rotors on the wheels, cassette on, get them refitted, line the calipers up. Talking of the calipers, you might have noticed I've gone for 2 piston brakes rather than the 4 piston Deores I took off. I feel that on this, that the XTs are going to be more than powerful enough. I mean, it's 120mm rear travel, 130 up front. I don't need too much stopping power, and pairing them with 180mm rotors is going to be absolutely perfect. Talking of those rotors, they've got the Ice Tech technology, which is going to mean I'm going to have awesome stopping power. So let's go ahead and get these bled. Brakes are bled, we've got the cassette fitted, the rotors fitted, and the wheels are mounted on the bike. The next step of the process, we're going to move on to the bottom bracket. We're going to get that cleaned up. There's still some excess grease from that Deore group set, and then we're going to fit the XT drivetrain, get that all set up, and then we're getting closer to being able to hit the trails. We're now in the Canvas Barn Woods after having left the workshop, fitted all that XT drivetrain and the brakes, and interestingly, weighing the bike in, we have lost almost half a kilo. And I could feel it when I was pedaling up to this point. It was a little lighter, the bike felt more nimble, and it was easier to climb with, which is what you want, right? And we're gonna drop into this trail right here. Just realized I've not actually bedded in my brakes yet, so it could be interesting because there's a tight turn and then a gap that you need to slow for. So let's drop in. Started to come down, the trails are getting a little bit slippery, but that's not going to dampen our spirits. The bike, well, the biggest difference that I'm noticing is the fact that the gears are that little bit more, they've got like a nicer, crisper feeling. And I've really missed the dual shifting that the XT has. It just means if you're sprinting through a section, you can grab a couple of gears, drop down and carry on pedaling. The brakes, I'm not noticing a big difference between 2-piston and the 4-piston, but the trails here are quite flat, so I'm not really having to test them too much, and they're definitely not heating up, but everything is feeling really good. I'm gonna head over to another trail now and do some more riding. By changing out the brakes and the drivetrain, we've done two things. One, we've lost half a kilogram of weight, making the bike more agile, nimble, easier to accelerate. Two, it's also got that little bit, it's a crispier feel with the XT. It's nicer to shift. I'm not saying that the Deore isn't by any means good, but the XT just has that little added benefit. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, because the next one we're going to be changing the wheels and the tires and losing more weight to make this thing more like a trail bike. Give this video a thumb up, like, comments, questions about drivetrain, setup down below. Thanks for watching, guys.